Oh, hey, I'm just watching our YouTube channel here. There's some really interesting comments on some of these videos. Have you ever left a comment? I gotta tell you, this one here, it's pretty heated. What's it about? Let's find out next. Dave Edwards, Treasure Valley Dave here. And you know what? We have some great videos. And you know what even makes them that much better? Is the great comments that we get from viewers just like you. And we're going to explore one of those comment threads today. I think it's got some important stuff we need to know about. Before we get to that, can I just remind you to go ahead and share, like, and subscribe, ring that bell. And if you think Idaho might be a place you want to check out or know more about the relocation process, please give us a call, text, email. You know the drill. Now let's get to these comments.
Would you stop inviting people to Idaho? It's pushing us who were born here, who have lived here our whole lives out. I will never buy a house from you or any other person like you.
I hear you, Barbara. The situation that our country is in right now is certainly not ideal, and it's even worse in many blue states where liberals have taken control. Many people in those blue states are being pushed out for various reasons, and they are moving in great numbers to many other areas across the country, not just Idaho. Of course, none of this is my fault, nor your fault, but it's the cards we've been dealt. To make the best of the situation would be to make sure that Idaho never turns blue. How can we do that? By welcoming people to Idaho who are conservative in their lifestyles and their politics.
Well, as long as you keep inviting people in, you and I aren't guaranteed this red state will stay red. Think about all the Californians who want change but won't vote red.
None of that is my fault, and there's nothing that I can do about any of that. What I can do something about is making sure that Idaho never turns blue by helping people escape from places devastated by liberal governments and the resulting societal decay. Barbara, I'd appreciate your help in making sure Idaho never turns blue.
Quit advertising that Idaho is a great place even though it is. I want to buy a house, but it's because of the prices the way they are out of my reach. And I have a 740 credit score and a good lump sum for a down payment, but can't get qualified because I don't make that much. Just stop, please. What's going to happen with all this growth when the job market crashes? Empty houses everywhere? And it will happen.
I'm with you on that, Barbara. We want to have prices not so high so locals can buy too. The demand of conservative people moving here from out of state is only part of why prices are so high. Other reasons are the super low inventory, the fallout from the 2008 crash to some extent, and more recently the nationwide virus lockdown, the supply chain issues, getting workers to actually build homes, and all the things that go into homes, increasing fuel prices this past year, and record inflation, not seen since 1982, the fallout from Jimmy Carter. As easy as it would be to blame one boogeyman, the truth is that there is a lot going on in this mess. I'm talking with people in Arizona who are looking at moving to the Treasure Valley because non-conservative Californians are moving to Arizona. But here in Idaho, we are seeing, as Tom Luna said, more conservatives, pushing Idaho even in a more conservative direction.
I had an agent last year, but let that agent go due to the fact she said I wouldn't qualify. I talked to a bank and was told the same thing, but at the time I was making $14.50, and now I'm making $17 an hour, but I'm still having trouble finding a place because someone outbids me. Someone not from Idaho, but from somewhere else, and then people like you invite more people in. I ask you to stop, but you don't. Where am I supposed to live when I can no longer afford rent, much more a house payment? I started to see Idaho go blue the last major election. Why? Because of liberals moving in. I just want the housing market to go back to normal so people like me can afford to live and have hopes to buy a house.
Barbara, you said you want to buy a house. What has your real estate agent been advising you? Did your agent tell you to wait several years for a crash? What were prices like when you first started looking? Why didn't you buy then? If you were waiting because your agent told you to wait, then you might want a second opinion. If you're waiting for the crash that you are so sure will happen, then you should be happy that prices are going up because there will be so many more homes for you to pick from for pennies on the dollar. If you want to help make sure that Idaho doesn't go blue, you should get out there and get involved and get active and hold your representatives accountable. I know many ex-Californians here that are very active and doing work that you wouldn't do to keep Idaho conservative. Really, if it wasn't for ex-Californians here, Barbara, Idaho would be in serious jeopardy of going blue.
How about you quit inviting people into Idaho, and maybe we could get caught up on building houses, and maybe the price would drop a bit so people like me could get into a home.
I know it's rough, Barbara. I've been where you are. I had to move from where I live because my pay went down because of the 2008 crash, yet taxes and expenses kept going up. When I moved, Barbara, I only had $14 to the good at the end of each month. One small emergency and I would have been sunk. I had a family and a kid and no future where I was. You know what I did, Barbara? I took action. I moved to a great place that fit within my budget, fit with my values, and offered me a future.
Why should I move? I was born here. Now I'm sacrificing just to make ends meet.
I know. It's not right. It's not fair. It's not the way it should be, but that's how it turned out. And it's not like that just here in the Treasure Valley. It's like that all across the country, all across the world for that matter. People across history have had to make changes in their lives because of things outside their control. I had a client whose mom, as a teenager, was in East Germany. She fled to the West.
How about this, Dave? Find me a home at $250,000 like it was 8 years ago. Oh, wait, you probably can't. Everything is above $350 now. Insane.
LOL, you think that's his fault? It's simple economics.
No, it's the fact that every video he puts on, Treasure Valley Dave is inviting out-of-staters to move in, and that's what's driving up the cost of living. Meanwhile, I am a natural-born Idahoan who is born here and still can't meet the qualifications to get into a house due to the demand in housing.
Please don't beat up on Treasure Valley Dave. It's not his fault the price of housing continues to rise. It's rising everywhere, not just in Idaho. Treasure Valley Dave is giving the facts about Idaho. He doesn't make the rules or control the amount of people moving to the gem state. Also, not all people from California are liberals. My family and I will be moving to Idaho to escape the tyranny of California. Remember, Treasure Valley Dave is a realtor working to make a living and support his family, and he also gives back to the community he lives in. I feel newcomers to Idaho who work with Treasure Valley Dave will receive the correct information and get a fair deal in the process. If it wasn't Treasure Valley Dave selling Idaho, it would be someone else.
Thanks, Gary. I have to say, if I had the power that Barbara thinks I have, I'd do so much to make this world a better place.
Wow, that was intense. You know what? These comments are so like that, aren't they? I'd sure like to know what your comments are. What do you think the market's going to do? Do you think Idaho's going to be the place to be, or should we steer clear when that crash comes? Let me know down in the comments on this video and those other ones too. Well, we've had a long day today. Thanks for sticking with me. And please go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. If you want to know more about moving to Idaho or the relocation process, shoot us a text, email, give us a phone call. We'd be glad to help. Well, until next time, it's Treasure Valley Dave. Looking forward to helping you get home.